Hi, I'm Lottie.
And I'm Mark.
And this is
Showtime Shenanigans.
That's cute. How are you? Slurping his
And
drink.
thirst. No, oh, sorry. Sorry, mum.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am dandy, as
I'm
always.
glad you're dandy.
Oh, there's a runner.
Are you
Love
excited for today's podcast?
Oh, you know what? This is like probably the most planning. I say planning. This is the most like research we've done because it's like it's a lot, and I wrote it all out so we didn't have to look on the phone and
It's all fun and games.
Is it though?
No.
Okay, so is there any news?
Bear
in mind what date this one's coming out because pre-filming. 31st of June. Oh, I mean we're like a week behind in the news, but the 6th drive-in was cancelled.
Yeah, the 6th drive-in was cancelled, which is really sad.
Last week, although it hasn't happened yet, but I'm saying last week because of when this is coming out, we went to Alice Fern, John Robbins and Kerry Alice's driving thing.
Yeah, in London somewhere.
Hopefully that wasn't cancelled like a day before.
Imagine if it's cancelled and we're just like, yeah.
We'll put in a thing if it was cancelled, being like,
but we're hoping pre-filming is a blessing. The reason we pre-film this is because otherwise it's hella stressful.
Because then it just means that editing
takes a long time as it is, and it's stressful otherwise.
Because as perfect as we are at not making mistakes, there
Sometimes
has to be some editing,
And also, so it's not actually just like absolutely batshit.
For example, when we did our Hamilton episode, it was originally an hour and like 6 minutes or something.
I mean, the first time we did it was an hour and like 30.
Oh, it was a long one. And then we re-recorded it because of technical difficulties with the mic.
Even though it continued to go on. So hopefully today's
we got a new mic!
Yeah, I had to buy a new mic. And it's this tiniest little bean in the lab.
It's a little blub. Do you love it? Sorry, that's going to be
so annoying.
Sorry.
Sorry for all the listeners just hearing.
That's some news. We bought a new mic.
We brought a new mic. I can't wait.
So, if any sponsors want to come onto the podcast, because we've just bought a new mic.
Yeah,
so,
or if anyone wants to sponsor us, we'll start GoFundMe below.
HelloFresh, where you are?
GoFundMe below. I'm joking.
We're not doing that. But, if anyone knows of some sponsors that might want to come on,
Yeah, what's on stage? We're here, we're ready.
Yes. Okay, so, today's episode, I mean, there was an original plan for it, but there's not much to find, I'm not gonna lie. So we were gonna do sort of theatre scandals, as it were, but I didn't want to do loads that loads of people had already heard of.
But yeah,
there's a lot of big ones, but like everyone's already covered them loads of times.
Yeah.
So
if you are interested in other scandals, have a look on the YouTubes.
Go and have a look at Amy Lovett. She did like two videos
on scandals. In the theatre industry.
So yeah, go and look at those. I tried not to use
some.
I mean, maybe not unheard of, but I tried not to use the ones that because there was a massive one about, I think it was a guy in Phantom Broadway. That was a whole thing. And I was going to do that because I couldn't find much. And I was like, no, I don't want to do loads of the same. So it's kind of theatre scandals, kind of like crazy stories, kind of just funny things that I found.
Yeah. It's not as like... Hopefully it's not as dramatic as all
backstories, that's
Enjoy.
The situation.
Anyway,
so
should we get crack into
get started?
So let's
It's a lot of reading today. I've written out the things and I'm just going to read them because, and then we can comment on them. They're just long. Okay. Numero uno.
Okay.
If that's the correct language. Okay, in the
Here we go. Start off with a strong point.
Oh no. Okay, in the late 16th and early 17th centuries, young boys were often abducted by stage companies in public, dragged away by force and threatened with violence if they didn't comply. They were forced to become actors. William Shakespeare was said to be opposed to this, so he was like, no mate, I'm not doing that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, the last child acting troupe was dissolved, it said, in 1613, so 400 years ago.
That's incredible.
When it merged with an adult male theatre company, Lady Elizabeth's Men. So yeah, could you imagine? You're just walking down the street with your man, just like, or actually in those days, probably little boys were probably like pickpocketing.
Yeah, and they're probably, you're mine.
But theatre companies were like, you're going to be on stage, mate.
But then what? Parents, are they just like,
I don't know.
Cool, have my
phone is not on silent. I'm very sorry for that vibration if you felt that. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad that William I was going to say Billy Shakes is what I was going to say.
William Shakespeare was like,
He was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get my actors the honest way. I don't know how many of his plays needed kids either. I don't know many.
No,
Shakespeare.
they're all quite adult.
Also, fingers crossed that the Globe reopens. Because we literally said when we went in February, we were like, we need to actually come and see a show here. Because while Shakespeare and plays aren't really our thing, I feel like it's an iconic place that we actually need to go and see a show. Because we went in the winter when there aren't many things on.
No,
and we just did a tour. The summer's like their busy time and obviously they're shut. So yeah, Billy Shakes, great guy. I actually don't think he was. Apparently he was kind of a bit like, meh. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a William Shakespeare episode.
Why not?
Mark might die of boredom, but we'll do it.
I'll be fine. I've got this.
It's a piece of theatre, though, isn't it? He is
Exactly.
theatre.
I'm
Theatre
not going
isn't.
to die of boredom.
I'm joking. It's just because whenever someone
Just
says
have a song in
Shakespeare,
it. So
no,
I don't
whenever
care.
someone says Shakespeare, you're like, ugh. Not you.
Also,
I mean people.
Also, I think of something rotten instead.
Something rotten is great. Maybe we'll do a Shakespeare episode. Just talking about him and what he did and stuff. Let's do that. Okay, next one's for you.
Whoa.
It's not that though, it's half a page. Enjoy this, Mark's.
I'm just can't read, so
better than how I started.
True. William Terrace was a popular theatre actor in the late 19th century.
Why are you talking like
I have no idea.
William Terrace was who now?
Was a popular theatre actor in the late 19th century.
So,
recently.
The 1800s, right?
Sure. He met fellow actor Richard Archer Prince, who was less successful. Ooh, drama. Terrace often helped Prince find roles on a number of occasions and would sometimes star in productions together. Hello.
Just got attacked by a tree.
On the 16th of December, 1897, you were correct.
I see.
Prince confronted Terrace at the stage door of the Adelphi Theatre.
In London.
Yeah. Where Terrace was playing a prince, stabbed him to death. Was playing a prince and then stabbed him to death. Prince was put in trial and ended up in Broadmoor criminal asylum until his death in 1937.
I think you kind of fluffed it up.
Basically, this guy hated this other guy on the shows for no reason whatsoever.
So the nice guy that helped the bad guy get roles and stuff was playing at the Adelphi Theatre, and Prince stabbed him to death. He wasn't playing a prince.
Oh.
This is and, not a, but it's fine.
It's very tiny.
That's not tiny. Ooh, showing away the secrets.
But yeah, so that's interesting. Could you imagine though, just someone like helping you out in life, and then just being
literally.
like,
I didn't include the full story, otherwise we'll go on for ages. But yeah, he helped him get roles and gave him money to get him back into I don't know, to pay for whatever he needed to
pay for like housing.
Not all the time, but like I don't know. He was just a jealous guy in the end and was like, "Nah, mate, I want your success," and then went to prison. So loser. There is a blue plaque by the Adelphi stage door that says William Terrace is his plaque. A blue plaque. That's kind of what are the blue plaques? They're like a thing, aren't they?
It's like a heritage / like people that live there kind of thing.
Yeah, I went to where the Charles Dickens Museum is in London, everywhere, wherever it is. It has one there.
There's loads of blue plaques.
He lives there.
I saw they used to be like green.
There are some green ones. A blue plaque is a permanent sign installed in a public place in the UK and elsewhere to commemorate a link between that location and a famous person, event, or former building on the site. So that's a blue one. There are still green ones out there because I've seen them, but
what are green plaques?
I am just looking. What is a green plaque? It highlights buildings associated with people of renown who have made lasting contributions to society. Wow. This was put out in 2020, so maybe green plaques commemorate people who are regarded as eminent by most members of their profession. So that's more of like a people thing of like what they've done, like someone quite big of what they've done, whereas the other one is more, it's the same thing kind of, but it's more like that could have just been like their home or something.
We've got one down at the village hall near me, which is just was someone celebrated his 100th birthday.
That's cute. They're pretty cool. I don't know if it's like an English. It said UK and other places, but I think it's quite an English thing, like mostly. But yeah, he's got one there, which is I think is quite nice because he didn't really do anything wrong. He might not have been the best guy because it's the 19th century, but whatever.
He should be stabbed to death.
He seemed okay, and he shouldn't have been stabbed to death. That's for sure. Okay. Oh, we had a plan and I just flubbed it. Right. Pause. Key change of the week. Don't know what that was.
Key change, but here we are.
Key change of the week is comic book kind of love. Oh, sorry, I just went for it. No drum roll today. Comic book kind of love.
From
the duet of it. From Eugenius. Because there is a solo one, and that's just a cute little...
yeah.
Doesn't really have a key change in it, I don't think.
No, it's just more of a
I'm talking about the one with the boy and the girl. Duet,
The duet. One that you call comic book kind of love. It's a great time.
This bench is really uncomfortable.
I'm really sorry, I didn't choose a better bench.
It's literally like hardwood, there's no cushion. We should bring cushions.
We
don't own this bench, but like we should bring cushions.
I'm just bringing like cushions around, not like kind of like campers coming up here. Anyway,
yes, it's a great key change.
It's you can't miss it. It's one of those key changes you cannot miss.
They're like singing.
The day, and then it goes. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum,
Got it, but got love.
Like that.
It is. It has like. There's no build up. I guess there's a hot fly.
There's a
Can you not?
Oh sis, move along.
Good old hoverflies, British countryside. Yeah, it's a very like. It doesn't have a build up as such, like where you can feel it. It just has like a. Is it at the bridge? And kind of has the bridge in the middle.
Yeah, it's like ba-bum.
And then it does the ba-bums. That's like the only build up you get. You get like the ba-bums, and that's it.
Ba-bum, 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 bum, bum.
Yeah.
So it goes like really quiet, and then it like.
Yeah, it like it's a great.
It's like we get to a roller coaster, and then you look towards a drop.
You're waiting. You know it's coming, but only for like 3
ba-bum.
seconds. You can only just tell.
Yeah, and you
You're
drop.
Like,
you go around the loop to loop, and that's when you go. Comic book.
Imagine.
That's the
theme parks are open, guys.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But you can't hardly go to a theatre, but you can go to a bloody theme park.
It's fine. We're finding out about theatres. Oh, when this comes out, because they said from the 1st of August, so this is the 31st of July. So when this actually comes out,
we might know about theatres.
We might know about theatres.
So I might have to come in and do a little like voiceover.
Guys, we're going back to work. I hope so.
me too. Oh, I'm kind of enjoying not working, but I also really want to go back.
Same, but like I need the money. So.
But also I miss work. It was so great.
Anyway, honestly, highly recommend working in a theatre, lads.
Honestly, if you like theatre, it's the best place to work.
Yes, you see the show bajillions of times, and you do kind of get a bit like, oh my god, if I look down one more time.
If you do work in if you work in like a good theatre company, you can like go around to you can transfer. You will also do extra shows at like overtime.
Yeah, so Mark did an overtime once on a Thursday at a different DMT theatre purely because they were like, we need people, because they'll ask around at their own venues before, So yeah, that's cute.
And I was meant to do it more regularly.
Leopoldstadt.
I was meant to do it like constantly, but then
that was like the week
coronavirus hits.
It was the Thursday before the theatres closed. You did the first one, didn't you? Sad times. Anyway, your fact.
So my fun fact of the week for you guys today is the entire Fortune Theatre.
Wow.
I always put a TH in
Fortune Theatre.
Can fit on the stage of the Dominion. So the whole theatre, that theatre is where the Women in Black is.
I'm just going to get the seating, how many people were in.
I think it's like 92.
Carry on.
But anyway, so the whole theatre where Women in Black is can fit on the stage of the Dominion. Just the stage alone can fit on the stage. Blah, blah, blah. The whole theatre can fit on the stage of the Dominion Theatre.
So the Fortune Theatre has 432 seats, apparently.
Does it?
So that technically is off West End, though, because I think it's over 500 or over 600 seats.
Yes.
Is then West End, isn't it? Dominion.
And it's right opposite the Drury Lane Theatre where Frozen.
Which is huge in comparison. And then the Dominion Theatre, obviously we're just talking about the stage at the Dominion.
The Dominion Theatre is where Prince of Egypt is currently, and also where
We Will Rock You was there, Battle of Hell was there.
Battle of Hell was there most after that, and Big, and lots of other things that like White Christmas.
Just for comparison of just the theatre size, obviously we're saying the Fortune Theatre fits on the stage of the Dominion, but just for theatre size, the Dominion has 2,069 seats according to Google.
I think it's one of our biggest theatres in the UK.
That's disgusting. I think
it has more than it has more than
Apollo Victoria theatre seats. I was going to say, the Adelphi is quite big. You were about to say Adelphi.
I was, but I
No,
meant
Apollo Victoria has 2,328 seats.
There's more.
Yeah.
Decent. Go on, lads.
Go on, wicked.
Anyway,
But yeah,
so that was.
it's huge.
That's the fun fact for you today. So if you ever go to see The Woman in Black, think about the hype that
I
you could be sat
really
on the
wanted
stage.
to. There were loads of like little off West End shows that I was thinking about going to literally before, just like a week before. I think I have one.
Yeah.
I had one booked. What have we got? Not that it's my thing to do, but I just wanted to. Oh yes, Dress in the Dress. Oh, how exciting!
Oh, I know
So,
what this means now. I read it and I was like, what the hell does that mean?
So I was Dress in the Dress this week. Wow, I've just lost it. I cycled today, guys. I did exercise. And
I'm
I
so
can't
proud.
cope. Okay. Yeah, Dress in the Dress this week is. So basically, we have a little story for you.
We do.
So, as many people know, Mark and I worked at a theatre on Shaftesbury Avenue. And
Suspicious.
we live, I'm not going to say exactly, but near, just north of Brighton. So if you think of where London is, especially West End, so right in the centre, and then you think of where Brighton is, but a little bit like 20 miles, maybe a
Sure.
little bit less, I don't know, 20
Maybe a
miles
bit
north
more.
of that. I'm not sure how.
Around.
No,
Anyway.
Whatever. If you think of how far that is, so we have to get. Right, so our shift basically, most of the time we are able to sign out of stage door at 11:45 p.m.
If we're lucky.
That's when we actually get paid until it's 11:45, and then after that, it just depends on how long pickup takes and if people actually get out the building quick enough, or if people are like. Honestly, the worst thing is when you're waiting for that one person in the toilet or at the merch desk, like the merchant at the kiosk. Oh my god!
Or
That,
someone in front of houses has disappeared in the toilet and they haven't told anyone where they've gone.
they're like,
And-
we're
but you
like,
still
we're
gotta wait
waiting for
them.
clearance. We're like, is the dress clear? I don't know.
So they're taking the whole radio off and you're like,
For
now is not the time
God's
to have a crap. Come on.
But yeah, so most of the time we are able to get out at 11:45, but we have to run all the way upstairs to the grand circle when we're literally in the foyer of the theatre doing our like
So basically
debrief
in the
thing.
stalls, basically.
We're near. Well, no, we're on the level of the dress, but we have to run up all the stairs to the grand circle
It's a
because
lot of
that's where the
stairs.
changing rooms are, and then run all the way back down to stage door.
Yeah.
Sign out. We can't go. We don't go through the building. We have to go out the building, back round to stage door. It's a whole thing. There's not enough room basically for us to get through.
It's a nightmare.
I'm not sure.
The decking
but-
probably is, but oh well.
But we have to go the normal route, which we do on the way there most of the time, unless it's boiling. We go from Victoria Station, tube to Green Park, and then
Yeah.
tube to Piccadilly.
Yeah.
Piccadilly. But on the way home,
Also, there is a lot of walking between Piccadilly and Green.
oh my
Green
god,
Park.
inside, is it at Green Park?
Yeah.
There's
from
like-
Green Park to get to the station for to go to.
Because you're going to a different line, you're going to the
Yeah.
on the Piccadilly line.
It's the longest transition.
Windy little up and down.
What have you done to your hair?
What have I done?
It's you just give yourself like a fringe.
Oh no, disaster.
Anyway, there
But
we go.
it is, it's so windy inside, that's why when it's hot we do not
We do
do
not.
that. So when it's hot, we do Victoria to Green Park, we get off at Green Park and we just walk up the
Yeah.
road. Because often before work we need to go to Tesco's and get food.
And it's easy. Well, I mean, Tesco's are outside Piccadilly, but it's also just so much easier.
It's so easy. It takes about the same amount of time if we walk
Honestly.
from Green Park Station to Tesco's than if we got the tube, because we have to do half the time
But also,
walking
if we're
inside
really early,
anyway.
we all just walk straight over.
And if we're really early, we walk from Victoria. That's only happened a few times. And after press night, when all the tubes were shut, all the tubes closed. It was a disaster. We had to get a taxi. It was a whole thing. But no, what? So
That was you. Okay.
sorry.
I
On
thought
the
it was
way
on rats.
home, we figured out that so our train is about 11:30.
No, it's
I don't want to say
it's-
the exact time of the train because people can guess where we live, and I know that most of the people watching actually know where we live because they know us. But I don't want to do
it's
that.
like literally 10 minutes past 11.
No, it's not.
Or pretty
No, our
much.
usual train.
Oh no, that's the one we want to get. Is
Yeah, I haven't got to that bit yet. Our usual train is about, I'm going to say 25 to 12.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's our normal one that we make that every time.
We get.
However, we figured out that if we run from the Sondheim Theatre to, people know where we work.
You spoiled it now,
No,
Lottie.
we said literally in the first episode, we work
True.
at Les Mis. If we run from the Sondheim Theatre, run down to Green Park Station, literally sprint across all these roads where these
Almost
taxis
kill
are
like
like,
1,000 people.
we sprint down Green Park, get the tube at Green Park, sprint up the stairs at Victoria,
It was a great
we
time.
can make the 5 past, not exactly, again, not saying the exact time, but like the 5 past 11 train, which is a blessing. We get back
also,
to the station.
It's like a half an hour train, but like an hour and a half train.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the 25 past one.
We don't like her.
The 25
that
past
one, has
one,
plugs,
it
though.
depends
It has plugs.
on the day, but we get plug sockets on that train, so it depends on the day. If we've made it for the 25 past one, we do often get that. But the 5 past train, instead of the 25-2 train, honestly, it makes such a difference, especially if you have a 2 show day the next day, because we get up at we leave at like 10:30.
Yeah.
From like our houses, so that makes such a difference. And I know it's not like a stress in the dress, but stress in the dress is a bit of a vague.
Yeah,
it's sort of just
it's one of our stresses in life, and we thought you should know.
But it's great fun. But it's there's a certain point where we sign out a stage door and we're like, we're not going to make it, so we don't run.
If that briefing's gone on for too long after the show, we're not running.
When we sign out a stage door and we check the time, it's like 47 is like our cut-off point.
Usually about Saturday is by Friday, Saturday is when we're just kind of like.
We're very tired.
Do we actually have the energy to run down this road anymore?
True.
No.
But if we do, it depends, because sometimes we have one of our managers that takes a lot less time with briefings.
Yes.
If he often does Saturdays or Fridays.
Or if someone else is on Fridays.
Yeah. But normally about 40, if we sign out 47 past or before, we can run. If we sign out 48 or after, we're not running, because we won't make it.
And if we do it like literally like the skin of our teeth, it won't be worth it.
And it's not worth it, because then we're sitting on the train like for like half an hour of the 45-minute journey.
Yeah, it's by the time we're home, I'm like,
But yeah, that was the stress in the dress. That probably went on for so long.
But I hope you enjoyed our stories.
But I just think that was cute. Oh, where were we at?
I mean, we're at 21 minutes.
No, that's fine. We can do that.
We won't be 21 minutes, so I wasn't ready to sit, but yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that you guys might want to have a little insight on... because it's one of those memories that, like, I know we didn't do it for a long, like 2 months out of the 3, I'm going to say, because we didn't do it from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, no, it's not worth running. And then when I figured it out,
he was like, it's not worth going down to Green Park. We just get on a Piccadilly. And I'm like, Mark, unless it's tipping it down, we are running because it's worth that half an hour. And fitness, you know?
Yeah, because we definitely need more of that.
And I'd rather, even if we won't make it, sometimes I do say let's just walk down to Green Park anyway, because walking through the tube...
it's also quite nice some evenings, but it's like a nice fresh evening.
I mean, it was like winter when we were doing it, but that breeze would be nice in the summer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, whereas walking through the tube is like...
Also, it's also nice not to get like a train with like a bunch of Les Mis stands as well, because some of them are still waiting.
We do often get the tube and you see people with like the merch and we're like, I've got my pass on me, let's just quickly put that in my pocket.
And it's not like our face is like unrecognisable either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
or in those little press night videos, not press night videos, but like those little videos where people were like, we've gone to see Les Mis, and there's that one of like Dan's talking to like he's selling ice cream, but he's talking to this lady, and you're like next to me where I'm selling down in the stalls, and like someone else is like this showing people, because they did like a whole panorama. Oh, it's so funny.
We
were all we put it in our little work group chat and we were like, hey, spot me. So funny. But yeah, stress in the dress.
Rip the page out. I think it actually like
she's gone.
You'd give up. You went, what have I done?
Okay, the next one's really short. Back to...
Can I read it?
The scandal. No, because I'm doing the really long one, so I'm doing this short one. You're doing like the average one. You do less than me. So the next one's really short. No. I mean, you're doing less in this. Not you do less than me. No.
I was like, sorry, I edit the videos.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean that. So this one's really, really short. So basically, there was an actor called Chris Catton, and he was in a production of The Frogs. I'm assuming.
Ribbit.
Is that a Stephen Sondheim one?
Is it like a cats but like frogs?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is. I don't even know how long it went on for. But basically the story is, it's really short. Chris Catton left The Frogs. I think it'd be off Broadway because I've never heard of it, so maybe it's a small one.
Well, anyway, if you know about it, let us know.
And his part was taken over by Roger Bart, who I recognise the name of, but I don't know who he is. The headline in The Post the next day, New York Post.
Okay, well, actually American then.
Was it just cracked me up? I just had to read it. Catton axed too busy snorting lines to learn them. Because he was like axed because he was doing drugs, so he didn't know the part and stuff. I just thought that was actually hilarious. Obviously it's not. Don't do drugs, kids. But
unless it's legal in your state, then you can do your drugs. But like, It's not legal
Yeah,
in the UK, so don't
it's
do
not
drugs.
legal where we are, and I don't think doing cocaine is legal in America.
No, not cocaine, but like.
Snorting lines, isn't that cocaine?
Oh, yeah, true.
Why are we talking about drugs? Anyway!
I don't know drugs. Sorry, Mum. No, drugs
I
not
don't know
me.
drugs. I don't do drugs. We are clean and healthy. We don't smoke. We don't do drugs. We don't
We don't really drink either.
drink,
so.
really. No, exactly.
We're
But yeah,
the perfect candidates
I just
for
thought that was...
promotions. and any other-
Promos. HelloFresh. Sorry, they're just a really big sponsor, so I keep saying it. We're not sponsored by HelloFresh.
Or like,
But yeah, I just thought that was really funny.
what's the stage? No, joking.
Like that headline. It's
Yeah.
someone was like, right, I've got this,
Someone
guys.
was like, I've come up with a cracker.
He was like, I've come up with a good title today.
You could definitely tell he ran it past everyone. They were like, it was like,
A. Oh, honestly, it cracked me up. So, next one is a little backstory for a show. I'm
Which
not
one?
saying which one. It's just this one, love. This fat one here. Just this.
How do you say her name? Belva? Believer?
Belva Gartner, I'm going to say.
Belva Gartner.
I think it's German, but I might be wrong.
Sure. Beulah.
No, it's not.
Uh-huh.
No, carry on. I was just thinking,
Oh.
I don't actually think. I think it is American.
So Belva and Beulah
Yeah.
Beulah were both accused of murdering their lovers in 1924.
Ooh.
Spooky. Of course, it used surnames. Gartner's lover was found dead in his car next to a bottle of gin, and Belva's was found at her apartment with blood-soaked clothes on the floor.
Ooh, spooky wooky.
Anan?
Anan.
Who's Anan? Oh, don't worry, I got this.
Anan. Don't know.
But Beulah got into an argument with her lover was having an affair and shot him in the back. Both were convicted. Dun, dun, dun.
Both women were convicted.
Both women were convicted. Maureen Watkins was a reporter who worked on their cases and based the musical Chicago on their stories. Roxy Hart was based on Anan.
Anan.
And Velma Kelly was based on Gartner.
Cute.
So basically,
So there's a little backstory. Chicago was based on a real thing.
Yeah.
Kind of.
it's
But it was like, it was the inspiration.
it was the inspiration behind Psycho Lovers that
Yeah.
just
Are you okay?
people just confused me.
We
honestly. Why would you just like?
This
be
is
like,
why I'm doing the long one. Just so you know.
Oh, is it this
It
one?
starts down there. Chicago is a great show. We were talking about Chicago the other day.
Sorry.
We were talking about Chicago the other day. I really want to go see it when
Yeah.
if it comes back.
Please.
Please come back. I didn't see
It's
it.
like iconic piece of theatre, and I feel like I need to see
He
it.
had it coming. The Cellblock Tango, can't speak. Cellblock Tango is just amazing. Shout out to Abby again.
Was she in it?
Yeah, she did.
of course she
did it
was.
at her college, I think. I didn't go to that one. I don't know if it was one that I
Fake
could go to.
cat.
No, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I remember she sent me videos of when they did Cell Block, probably in rehearsals. But I was like, oh yes.
Icon.
Actually, I was in Chicago too. In 2015, I think.
Oh.
2016. I was in Chicago. I was the crazy reporter lady though, and I think Abby had like an actual part.
Oh, fair enough.
I was just the reporter lady that didn't know her lines, so had it written on a notebook. This is why
Were
Abby's...
you too busy snorting lines rather than reading it?
No, but this is why Abby's going to bed and I am not.
Congrats.
And she's like actually talented. Okay, moving on. I'm just not. Right, so this story is from 2015, and honestly, I'm dead. It's so good. So
I haven't heard this one yet, so do tell.
yeah, I didn't tell you all the deets. I just was like, oh, there's this thing about Mr. Bean.
Yes.
So, there's a musical called It Must Have Been, spelt B-E-A-N, because it's Mr. Bean. It Must Have Been Love, the Mr. Bean musical. And it was written by Ben Elton and starred Michael Ball as Mr. Bean. Can we just?
That
Okay.
really actually iconic.
Unfortunately, this is a report, so it's all in like, I'm reading it as it had come out, so it's, the tenses are a bit weird. Unfortunately, it has been axed after less than a month of performances.
Oh,
The
that's
production caused an £8 million loss and was universally panned by critics. Cast members were relieved and not at all surprised to receive the news of the early
savage.
closure, and they are thankful that the musical has ended. Michael Ball wrote on Twitter, "It brings me much joy to announce the closure of It Must Have Been Love, the Mr. Bean musical. I would say refunds are available for ticket holders, but what ticket holders?" How savage is
That's
this?
completely savage. I
Dead.
love it.
Many questioned the need for a musical based around the typically silent Mr. Bean,
Oh my God,
and
yeah,
many
of course.
criticised the fact that the characters sing, but without any dialogue and just sing funny noises.
Like,
Because obviously he just doesn't. Yeah. Instead of performing any lyrics, the musical was so badly received, a critic actually committed suicide after a performance, and his review of the show was the suicide note, where he blamed the musical and claimed it was the only thing responsible for his decision to take his life.
No.
Though the cast were happy about the closure, Ben Elton was devastated by the news. Didn't he do We Will Rock You?
Maybe.
Yeah. By the news. And according
Yes.
to theatre staff, he trashed his dressing room. I'm doing this because it's quotes. And was crying audibly, as well as repeatedly screaming, "No, not again, how can this be happening again?" Elton then ran out of the theatre, aggressively pushing staff over, and wasn't found until the next morning, where he was discovered in the West End sleeping naked in front of a bin behind a Thai restaurant.
Iconic.
Amazing. That's not great. Elton was then taken to the Fulham Psychiatric Hospital, where he's expected to spend many years.
Oh.
Savage. I thought there was a wasp on the cake. Ha! Psych! It was a fake story.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
What?
It was on this website called, I don't know if it was specifically theatre, but spoofs.com. So they like create fake articles to like get you. And I didn't get it at first, and then I read the bottom and I was like, oh. I didn't read the name of the website, so I was just like, oh, this is weird, let's write this down. And I was like, oh. So, lol jokes. This is a made up story. Did we have any of you going for a minute there? Did we? I had Mark going. Let us
That's
know if you
iconic.
believed any of that. And, you know, where you got up
Well,
to before you were like,
could you
actually,
imagine
no.
anyone actually committing suicide from hating a show that much?
Honestly, that's where
The
it got
alternate
me.
is.
I was like, what? But yeah, if you believe the whole thing, great. Let us know like where you believed up to. If you didn't believe the whole thing, if you believed it for a certain point, and you were like, actually, wait, what? So yeah.
That's iconic.
Psych. So
Oh, is that it?
that's it, man.
I don't think it is though, because
all
it's
we
only
had.
32 minutes.
Oh no.
Well, actually,
It's
I've
not
got
it.
a fun story for you.
Yeah, you said you had one, so go on. It's just not in the book. My
No.
bum is so numb, it's unreal. Sorry, just pulling everything down. Yeah, I'm good. Go on then, tell me the story.
So, I think we've heard this one before. I think some of you might have heard at home heard it before. So it's about I can't remember the show.
That's
think
really
it's-
good.
Hello Dolly.
Hello Dolly with Imelda Staunton.
Yes.
That hasn't that hasn't
No.
opened yet.
No, not her. No, because that hasn't happened yet.
The original Hello Dolly.
Yes, with Patti LuPone.
Oh.
She was originally cast in Hello Dolly, and her contract said she was going to be taken over to Broadway when it was transferred to Broadway.
Oh no.
And Andrew Lloyd Webber was like, not vibing with you anymore. So basically went through like two other women and were like, are you like right for the role, basically? And even though it was in her contract, ended up choosing Bernadette Peters to take it to Broadway.
Oh no.
So when she found out this news, she trashed her dressing room completely.
Is this actually real?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
And like, actually got like a lawsuit against him
About against Lloyd Webber.
because he in breach of contract.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So she was like, and got so much
Rightfully
money.
so.
And got so much money from it. She like, I can't remember how much it was. And she basically made a pond in her garden and called it the Andrew Lloyd Webber Memorial Pool.
Yes, I did know
And I
that.
think that's the most savage but also iconic thing that has ever happened.
So she spent her like winning lawsuit money on a pool.
Yeah.
And called it the Andrew Lloyd Webber
Memorial.
Memorial Pool.
I think also probably some other stuff. But
Well,
like,
yeah, I don't think she spent all the money on a pool.
that's an expensive pool.
We love Patti LuPone, what an icon.
But I think her and Andrew Lloyd Webber are now Gucci
Are
again
they,
because
are
she's
they
been.
chums?
I think she's recently performed like Memories and some of his other songs.
Oh, there's some tea about that.
Oh,
Not really.
Are there?
Basically, the song Memory, obviously iconic song that was written like 5 days before Cats was meant to open, but like
Yeah, it's become
Go-
one of the most iconic songs.
go and watch the Cameron Mackintosh documentary. I will link it below.
Broadway HD?
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh.
It was on BBC, I think. It was so good. It's mostly about Cameron Mackintosh, but obviously he's worked so many times with Andrew Lloyd Webber. There's a lot of Lloyd Webber stuff in there, but there's a whole thing about Cats, and Phantom.
Because Cammy
Mac produced them. So I will link it below because, like, on YouTube.
And also I need to watch it because I've forgotten.
I know. It's only like an hour and a half. So, well, I say only. So it's like a movie length, but kind of, you know.
It's a documentary-ish. Cool.
But yeah, recently, so obviously Memories from Cats, big iconic song, amazing song. There's a dog. Hello.
Whoa.
Oh, it's not saying hi. Okay, never mind. But the song Memory was used at like Trump rallies recently. I don't know if it was like Trump rallies or to be sort of because he's running for president again. We're just gonna have to wait for these people to go past. So whilst we do that, I'm gonna Google that thing. What was I looking at? Lloyd Webber.
Cool. I've heard like I was listening to another podcast actually.
Hang on. There's still old men walking past. Just wait for the old men to go.
No, it's fine.
No, but like they're talking.
I don't care. They can't hear you. It's like we've got a good mic.
Are they scouts? I think they're scout leaders. That's cute.
Anyway,
carry on.
So Trump was also basically caught using this other like group's song.
Yeah, like Panic at the Disco's songs.
They were caught like using loads, and they don't have any rights to them. So he'd be getting like loads of lawsuits against him because they're using
and it's not just
copywritten songs.
It's not just that he doesn't have the rights to use them. It's more to do with of what he represents because of like the whole like all of Black Lives Matter and all that.
I think also people would like. If people supported him, they would let him use his music, and they don't support him, so they're like, absolutely don't touch our music.
Don't touch our music.
I don't want my music being related with you either.
Yeah, exactly. 26th of January 2018 is the first thing that comes up. Patti LuPone and Andrew Lloyd Webber have ended their 2-decade feud. Sorry.
It's landed on you now. It's a little green thing. Like,
oh my god, it's a caterpillar!
It just hovered down from the sky.
Yeah, they do that. Oh, it's a little baby caterpillar. Hello. Get onto my finger so I can get you off of my jumper, because no offence, but like I don't want you on. Oh, did you ever have like pet caterpillars when you were younger?
Absolutely not.
In a little pot? Oh,
no.
I did.
I used to have like ants.
That's weird. Actually, no, it's not.
Also, a little worm home thing.
Look, it's a little baby caterpillar.
It's so green.
She's wibbling. I don't know if you can see that.
Wibbly wobbling.
Oh. Anyway.
Oh, so they ended their 2-year friendship. Feud,
not friendship. Yeah, 2018 it says.
Whoa.
Look at them go.
She's like,
I
love how they like formally end it. They're like, you know what, we're
guys.
Good.
Well, they do. If they're like big celebs have a feud, it's like they have to publicly announce that they're friends again, because otherwise the rumours come out. You don't want that. This is detente. I don't know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, these were Patti LuPone's words on Thursday night when she met Andrew Lloyd Webber at the Hit Factory in Manhattan to rehearse Don't Cry For Me Argentina, which LuPone will perform at the Grammy Awards on Sunday. So 2 years ago. It's been 24 years since Lloyd Webber fired LuPone from the lead role of Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. Did you get the show wrong?
I might have got the show wrong.
Might not be Hello Dolly, lads.
No, because he didn't write Hello Dolly. He wrote Sunset Boulevard.
It was Sunset Boulevard.
I'm sorry for the incorrect information.
Which she had originated in London and replaced her with Glenn Close, who won a Tony for the Broadway performance in 1995. Oh, so it's not just that she wasn't, that it was like a breach of contract, but she missed out on a Tony potentially. But not, obviously it's for separate performers, but like she had the chance, she might have had the chance there to be nominated for a Tony.
Also realised he's the wrong actress. It's not Benedict Peters, Glenn Close. Don't know who that is.
Mark had the gist, and I've googled it I wanted to see if they're like when they became friends again, and now we're finding it all out. Thus began a 2-decade-plus feud between LuPone and Webber, who had originally enthusiastically selected LuPone for the role of Desmond. In view of the expense of the production and that our investors have been vocal about this, the consensus was that the wisest course for us on Broadway, which is the preeminent place for the musical to be, was that we had to go with Glenn, Webber's spokesman said at the time. When LuPone agreed to perform at the Grammys as part of a tribute to both Lloyd Webber and Leonard Bernstein, it indicated a possible end to the Cold War. That's funny. As she breezed into the room Thursday, LuPone, according to the New York Post, reportedly picked up the microphone and announced the detente. I don't know how to say it. It's got an accent on one of the E's as well. Which resulted in the whole room of witnesses bursting into laughter. Lloyd Webber and Lapone embraced and the rehearsal kicked off. That's cute.
Iconic.
Yeah, she got $1 million from the lawsuit when she
That's amazing.
when she filed it against him. The diva turned around and used that cash to buy her Connecticut home a pool, which she famously named the Andrew Lloyd Webber Memorial Pool. Does that mean she has to get rid of it now because they're friends?
No.
It's not like an official name. It's not like she called her cat like Die Andrew Lloyd Webber or something. It's just a pool.
How like 100 Twitter accounts would I want to kill you, Andrew.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's amazing. Oh my god, so she told the New York Times in 1996, like at the time, on blissfully sunny days in the woods, we toast Andrew Lloyd Webber by the Andrew Lloyd Webber Memorial Pool. The best thing that could have happened was getting fired from that show. Oh, the best thing that could have happened was getting fired from that show. Is that what I said?
Why?
I don't know if I know how to speak. Because she got a pool out of it. She was being savage. So
Classic bougie and ratchet.
we love her.
I'm just to make sure the camera's still filming because I don't trust my phone anymore.
That would be really awkward.
If I like draw like little stick men, you'll be good.
Oh, okay. How are we doing on time, love? Not on there. I mean on there, because that's the audio that we.
True.
That's shorter than that.
Hiya.
My bum feels wet. Am I like soggy?
Oh, actually, we've done quite well now.
Sorry.
What's his butt soggy, lad?
And I'm wearing next week's outfit. We'll cut that out. That was terrible. Hello.
Grandad.
Right. So we just had to check that the camera was still filming.
Burgers.
So.
Thank you.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought we were just like do a little ending rather than be like bye.
Well, we both lost it right at the end now.
Sorry.
It was like,
It's hot today.
Is
yeah.
it? We're both wearing jumpers, babes.
It's not really that hot. It's sunny though. So when the sun comes through, I'm like. Yeah. So that was some little scandals. I don't know what we're going to call it yet.
Scandal shenanigans.
Obviously, you guys know from the title that we have called it. No. Whatever we have called it. But hope you've enjoyed anyway. If there's any that we've missed,
We'll do a part 2.
yeah, that we've missed that you want us to actually talk about, even
I'm
if
sure my mum
people
will
have
tell me
talked
later
them,
on.
even if people have talked about them before, if there's any that you want us to talk about, we'll
Go
go
into more
research.
depth, because
Yeah.
we might be able to tell you more in a podcast if we have a longer
I've
time.
got a hair.
Obviously with video you can only have like 50, you don't want to be like an hour
Yeah,
long.
and you
With
want to
a
fit loads
podcast,
in.
You can.
There's nothing worse than seeing a video where it's like a Q&A and then they answer like 4 questions because they talk too long. On a podcast, it's a bit different
what
because you
you-
get like
it's what
40
you're there
minutes.
for.
Yeah. But in a YouTube video, you want like quick, snappy answers, you know?
Yeah, you want like a.
That was a really good
exciting,
click.
Like, edity stuff.
I couldn't click until about 3 years ago.
Neither could I actually.
I went downstairs to
I
my-
learned how to.
it
and
was
I
like-
I was so proud of myself.
It was like 10:30 at night, and I was just sitting there with my left hand, and I did it, and I ran downstairs to my mum who was in bed, and I was like, "Mum," she was like, "What?" I was like, "Mum, I clicked." She was like, "Great," and I was like, "I've never done it before," and I did it, and she was like, "Oh, I still can't do it with this one." She's dead. But yeah, I could
somehow
never do
learned
it.
to, and I was like, I'm so proud of me.
It's so weird that like
The bumblebee.
they have another little chin wag, cute. But yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed this random ending of the podcast. Hope you've enjoyed. Give us a little cheeky subscribe
Subscribe.
on
Let
the
us know.
YouTube.
Also, let us know if you have any ideas or stuff you want to hear in our podcast.
DM us on Instagram. We're always here.
Or pop it in the comments below.
Or
If you're
pop it in
watching
the
YouTube,
yeah. If you're on
or you're watching
YouTube,
YouTube.
if you're on YouTube, pop it in the comments. If not, DM us on Instagram.
Showtime.
Showtime _shenanigans, maybe. Yeah, it's all
It's all in
linked
the comments
below,
below.
and on the audio, it's linked as well. So
Yeah.
anyway. And Twitter.
Anyway.
Twitter is like Shenanigan Pod, I think.
Yes.
Something like that.
Anyway, stay safe. Wear masks in shops because you have to now legally.
You have to legally wear masks in shops now.
And
Cute.
if you go like to theme parks and things like that, you have to wear masks the whole time. So I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
if you're on Saw and on like Stealth, you still got to like
You
wear
know
that
what,
mask.
if they fly
Even
off.
if it's gonna go up,
Whoa.
I'm even gonna get blinded by it for like a split sec.
It might be more fun, to be honest, because the Saw ride's like actually terrifying because you're literally vertical. You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
I mean, the more the faster bits, where it like pushes you the wind about. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
But anyway, stay safe. Don't get
Stay
corona.
safe. Don't have a kiki, and I'll see you next weeky.
Bye!
Too late.